God morgon. EFN sänder extra med anledning av att Elekta just kommit med sin Q4-rapport. Bolaget tappade en del omsättning och framförallt så var orderingången betydligt svagare än väntat. Rapporten som innehåller en hel del engångskostnader var samtidigt bättre än väntat för justerat resultat. Och vi ska få prata med bolagets vd Jakob Just-Bomholt nu. Så att jag byter här över till engelska. Good morning, Jacob. Great to have you with us. I just made a short summary of the report in Swedish. So, but what are your main takeaways from the past quarter?
Yeah, first of all, good morning to you as well. So we came out of Q4 with a slight negative organic growth, -1%, really impacted by the war in Middle East that delayed a few specific installations. But all in all, when we look at the quarter, we see a significant uptick in our EBIT margin, very substantial, 3% up reported, underlying more than 4% up versus a year ago. And we see good cash flow, reduction in net debt. So I would say we are very happy with progress, but we are still not happy overall with where we are as a company. We can do better in the future.
Yeah, so in terms of Middle East, can you give us a bit more outlook in that region? What's happening there? Is it a hard way of operating in that region at this point?
Interestingly, I just met a number of customers from the region. We still see installations, but as you can understand, it just had delay factors a few months. And then we saw specifically on orders a little bit of wait and see view. But the region is very resilient, and people still get cancer, and they still need to get treated, and radiotherapy is highly cost effective.
Can you talk a little about the backlog of the order? Because that's, I think, is the biggest disappointment. Are there any specific regions that are much harder to operate in?
I'm actually not disappointed. So half year ago, we made an impairment in our order backlog, and I also committed that it would not happen again. And you can only make that commitment if you're very clear on firm criteria for taking in new orders. And that's what we have been doing throughout the year. So we need prepayments, we need site readiness, a delivery schedule before we recognize it as orders. And if you look at our order intake, it's 4% above revenue recognized in the year. So it's now a better indication of future revenue growth.
Yeah. Can I just ask you about the Evo now? You have a full quarter of Evo in the US. What takeaways do you take about having this now in full show?
We're positive. We are on plan. We have had double-digit growth in the year 25-26 on orders received, and we expect to see that continue in this fiscal year.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to thank you already. We had some issue with the timing here, so thank you for being in the program. I wish you the best for the next coming year.
Okay, thank you very much.
Och där får vi tacka då vd för Elekta för att vi fick en del svar på frågorna där, och jag välkomnar er till Börsfrukost där vi kan prata ännu mer Elekta klockan 8:55. Välkommen då. Tack!